What if I told you that a tiny Caribbean island rewrote the world's musical script? From the rhythms of Kingston to stadiums across the globe, Jamaican music turned the world upside down. But how did it all begin? And who were the heroes behind the beat? Stick with me. By the end, you'll hear that the pulse of reggae, ska, and dancehall echoes in every genre you love. Pioneers, sound systems, dancehall queens, global legacy. Countdown, let's dive in. 1. The roots, Mento and early folk. Before reggae, before ska, there was Mento, a folk style born in rural Jamaica, combining African rhythms, European instrumentation, and lyrical wit about daily life. Wikipedia, trivia question on screen. Which calypso hit that you know was actually a Mento song? Answer later. Mento used acoustic guitars, banjos, hand drums, and the rumba box. Its playful social commentary and humor laid a foundation for Jamaican musical expression. Tourhero.com. At the same time, calypso from Trinidad and Tobago influenced Jamaica, but the island's version became uniquely local. Tourhero.com. Visual archival photos or illustrations of Mento performers. 2. Ska, the birth of Jamaica's modern sound. By the late 1950s and early 1960s, the sound system culture in Kingston was booming. DJs played imported R&B records, but soon local musicians began crafting their own sound. Ska fused Mento, calypso, American jazz and blues, and added a propulsive offbeat guitar, the ska stroke, to give it bounce. Key names: Prince Buster, The Skatalites, Desmond Dekker. Trivia pop-up. Which Jamaican genre would later influence the British two-tone movement and punk? Answer: ska. One seminal early ska hit, Simmer Down by the Wailers. Nice Up. Contrary to assumption, only a few years later, ska gave way to a slower, deeper groove, known as Rocksteady. Visual, energetic clip of ska band performing, instrument close-ups. 3. Rocksteady, soul, harmony, and melancholy. Around 1965, Jamaican artists and audiences were ready for something more relaxed. Enter Rocksteady, a slower, more soulful style with emphasis on bass and harmony. Roz Michelle. The drum and bass became more syncopated, the horns scaled back, and vocals and lyrics came forward. Pioneers, Alton Ellis, Rocksteady. His song even helped name the genre. The Paragons, The Techniques, Ken Booth, Roz Michelle. This period was brief, just a couple of years, but the innovations here directly set the stage for reggae. Visual mellow band performance, vintage studio footage. 4. The rise of reggae and roots. By 1968 to 1970, reggae emerged, not just a sound but an ethos. Slower than ska, darker than rocksteady, rich with bass, a heavy one-drop rhythm, and deeper lyrical content. Nice Up. Origins of the name. Toots and the Maytals. Do the Reggae coined the term reggae. Nice Up, the birth of roots reggae. Socially conscious, spiritual, Rastafari-infused. Pioneers and key acts: Bob Marley and the Wailers, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, Burning Spear, Dennis Brown, The Abyssinians. Culture, Smithsonian Folklife Center. Trivia slide. Which legendary reggae singer died in 1981 and became a global icon for peace? Answer: Bob Marley. And producers, engineers, and sound innovators: Leah Scratch, Perry, King Tubby, Bunny Lee, Coxsone Dodd, Duke Reed. Turned studios into creative laboratories, experimenting with dub, echo, and remixing. Nice Up. Impact. In the 1970s, reggae broke into global consciousness. The Harder They Come, the film starring Jimmy Cliff, helped export Jamaican music to the world. Roz Michelle. Through reggae, Jamaican music's voice of struggle, faith, unity would resonate in Africa, London, New York, Tokyo. Visual, Bob Marley performing. Archival shots of roots concerts, studio tape machines, dub echo boards. 5. Dancehall and digital revolution. As the 1980s came, reggae's dominance began to wane, and a new generation craved something grittier, faster, more raw. Thus, dancehall was born. Dancehall emphasized DJs, digital rhythms, toasting, the precursor to rap, and a more street-level lyrical style. One pivotal track, Dembow, by Shabba Ranks, that beat alone would go on to influence reggaeton worldwide. Wikipedia. Major names: Yellowman, Beenie Man, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, Vybz Kartel, Mavado. Trivia moment. Which dancehall track's rhythm is the backbone of over 80% of modern reggaeton songs? Answer: Dembow. Producers and engineers like King Jammy, Sly and Robbie, and Supercat pushed digital production, reshaping Jamaican music in the computer age. Dance moves and dancehall queens also became essential. Moves like the bogle, siva, gully creeper, and more defined how music was experienced live. Visual, high-energy dancehall performance, DJs toasting over rhythms, dance battles, 6, sound systems, selectors, and sound clashes. Now, we cannot tell Jamaica's musical history without sound systems, mobile DJ rigs, massive speakers, and crews that battled for supremacy. From the 1950s onward, systems like Coxsone Downbeat, Clement Sir Coxsone Dodd, Duke Reed's Trojan, Kilimanjaro, Stone Love, Bass Odyssey, Black Cat, Bodyguard, Metro Media, and Mighty Crown became legendary sound systems. Selectors, DJs, the folks who curated tracks, hyped crowds, dropped dub plates, became stars in their own right. Sound clash culture. Two systems go head-to-head in musical duels. The first recorded clash was between Tom the Great Sebastian and Count Nick in 1952. Wikipedia. At a clash, the crowd judges, exclusives, dub plate shoutouts, style, sequence, the winner is crowned. These events keeps the raw energy and competition alive across decades. Visual, archival clash footage, sound system crew members, crowds. 7. Global influence and fusion. So what does Jamaican music mean outside Jamaica? The answer, everything. Hip-hop, rap, Jamaican toasting evolved into MCing and rap in New York. Reggaeton, the dembow rhythm from Shabba Ranks, served as a backbone. Wikipedia. British genres, lovers rock, jungle, drum and bass, grime, all deeply influenced by Jamaican rhythms and sound system culture. Wikipedia. Across Africa, reggae became a voice for liberation movements. In Europe and Japan, sound system culture thrives. In the US, Jamaican rhythms persist in pop, R&B, and EDM. Trivia pop-up. Which Jamaican music icon has a UN day named after him on February 6? Answer, Bob Marley. UN declared Feb 6 as International Day of Reggae. By recognizing Jamaican music as intangible cultural heritage, UNESCO 2018, the world acknowledges its global significance. Smithsonian Folklife Center. Visual, global concert footage, artists from Africa, Europe, dancehall in clubs around the world. 8. The New Wave, modern voices and hits. Jamaican music is far from static. In the last decade, a reggae revival has blossomed. Artists like Koffee, Chronix, Protoje, and Jah 9 are connecting roots to modern audiences. In dancehall, stars like Popcan, Shensia, Skillibeng, Javilani, Cranium have delivered global hits. Think Crocodile Teeth, New Reason, Blessed, Lighter. These artists are not just keeping tradition alive, they're reshaping it, blending reggae, trap, Afrobeat and dancehall into new global hybrids. Visual, modern concert clips, streaming charts, artist close-ups. 9. Reflection, legacy and call to action. From the humble Roomba boxes of Mento to stadium-shaking dancehall clashes, this is more than music. It's resistance, identity, culture. Final trivia. Which Jamaican genre as name comes from a reinterpretation of the word streggae, loose woman? Answer, reggae. The pioneers we met, the Scatolites, Bob Marley, Lee Perry, Yellowmen, Eminet, Vybz Kartel, and more, gave us more than songs. They handed us a musical language that speaks across continents. If you've enjoyed this journey, hit that like, share with someone who lives at One Love, and subscribe for more deep dives. And in the comments, tell me, which Jamaican era is your favorite? Ska, rocksteady, roots reggae, or dancehall? Let's talk in the comments. Visual, fade out with montage. Credits, suggested next videos.